I'm Bob Gruen. I'm a rock and roll photographer from New York City, and I'm going to tell you a couple of stories about my pictures, and I hope you like it. I had heard of Led Zeppelin, but I never really saw them, and I didn't really know very much about the band when my friend Lisa Robinson called me up one day and said that we were going to go to Pittsburgh with the Led Zeppelin. And I said, well, how are we going to get to Pittsburgh? It's pretty far away. And she said, well, they have their own airplane. And I said, they have their own airplane? Like, that's pretty unusual for a band in the 1970s. So we went to the airport with the band, and sure enough, they had this gigantic, I think it's a 727 or something, a really big plane. And as we got to the airport, Robert Plant asked if I would take a picture of them with their plane. So we just kind of walked over by the wing and took a few pictures. We didn't really do a whole photo session. It wasn't planned as a photo session that day. We really were just taking some snapshots for the band to remember that they had a big plane. One of the things I like about this picture is that they were standing right by the wing, and they're kind of next to the jet engine, and the engine is so big, it's bigger than they are. And if you look at the picture, you hardly see very much of the plane because the plane is so big that it doesn't even fit in the picture. You only see a little bit of the plane, which makes it look like the plane is really gigantic, which it was. I mean, it was a big plane. It actually had 2 bedrooms in the back of the plane. One of them had an electric fireplace. In the middle of the plane, there was a big lounge area with a long brass bar with a piano built in. And in the front, there was some very comfortable, kind of first-class kind of seats. So it held a lot of people, and they had a lot of fun. You could travel and have a little, bar action going on in the middle. And in fact, many different bands hired that same plane. It wasn't owned by Led Zeppelin. It was a plane that they rented. And when you rented it for a month or so, they would paint your name on it. But I was actually on that same plane with Elton John. It was really fun when I was on the plane with Elton John, because they put Stevie Wonder on as a surprise guest, and before the plane took off, Stevie Wonder was hiding in the bedroom in the back, and Elton John came on, and he wasn't in a very good mood, and he was just sitting in the front, and the plane took off, and then they told him, you have to come back and see this piano player. There's a piano built into the bar, and someone was playing the piano, and they said to Elton John, you have to come back and see it. And he said, I don't really want to do that. And they said, oh, you have to come back, it's really exciting. And he said, no, I don't want to do it. And they said, you have to come back. And finally he got up and he went back to see what was going on, and Stevie Wonder was playing Crocodile Rock on the piano. And then Elton John got in a much better mood, and everybody felt really good, and that was really fun. And it was a great trip, and it was a fun airplane, nice way to travel.